All right, welcome back, everyone. Today, we're going to dive into a story I'm willing to bet a lot of you grew up with, the Berenstain Bears. And what's so cool about this one is that it holds some surprisingly deep lessons about order, responsibility, and even the psychology behind why we let our rooms get so messy in the first place. So, right off the bat, the story hits us with this really simple but kind of profound question. I mean, think about it. What's the actual difference between really cleaning up versus just, hiding the mess? Are you just making things look neat on the surface? It's a great question, and digging into that difference is exactly what this whole story is about. Okay, so let's set the scene here. Picture this. We're in that classic, cozy treehouse in the middle of bear country. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. Mama Bear pops in to check on the cubs' room, and what she discovers is, well, it's the thing that kicks this whole story into gear. And whoa, look at this. The story doesn't just say it was messy. No, it gets specific. We're talking clothes piled up so high they look like mountains. Toys are just everywhere. Books are bent and shoved under the bed. And, my favorite, a sticky plate hiding behind a chair. I mean, come on. It's total chaos, but let's be honest, it's also super relatable, right? Now, this is where it gets really interesting. When the family sees this disaster zone, their first reactions are totally human. Totally understandable, and also completely wrong. Let's dig into the flawed ways each of them tries to solve this mess. First up, you've got Brother Bear, and he pulls out the classic defense, the myth of organized chaos. You know the one, right? I know where everything was. It's that total denial, that idea that the mess isn't really a mess because he's got his own system. A system that works perfectly right up until he steps on a toy truck and, well, goes flying. So much for control. Then you've got Sister Bear, and her approach is a little different. She tries to rebrand the mess. It's not a problem. Oh no, it's her creative system. And isn't that just a brilliant bit of psychology? Trying to justify the chaos by slapping a fancy artistic label on it? We've all been there, right? And then, of course, who comes barging in? Papa Bear, with all his classic overconfidence. I can solve this in minutes. He's all about the quick fix. He doesn't care about the why, he just wants the problem gone, like right now. It's so tempting to think that way, but as we're gonna see, it just doesn't work. Okay, and this right here? This is the turning point of the whole story. In the middle of all these excuses and bad ideas, Mama Bear steps in. And she doesn't just tell them to clean up. No, she totally changes the game by introducing a much, much deeper idea. And this comparison just lays it out perfectly. Look, on one side you've got Papa's quick fix. Just shove everything into a giant box. What does that do? It hides the symptom, the mess, but it solves nothing. Worse, it creates new problems, right? You end up with crumpled homework and broken dolls. But then you have Mama's way, taking responsibility. This goes deeper. It addresses the root cause of the mess to create a space that's actually peaceful and usable. Yeah, it takes more work, but the fix actually sticks. And boom, here it is. This is the core idea. Mama Bear explains that this whole thing isn't really about a clean room. It's about responsibility. And what does that mean here? It means showing respect. Respect for yourself, respect for your stuff, and respect for your home. All of a sudden, this isn't just a chore anymore. It's a huge life lesson. All right, so we've got the why. We understand the philosophy. Now it's time for the how. And that's what's so great about this book. It doesn't just lecture you and say, be responsible. It actually shows you the steps, giving you a real, repeatable system to follow. And here it is. Let's call it the tidy treehouse method. It's so simple, just 4 steps. Step 1, sort. Put like things with like things. All the toys go together. Step 2, stack. Put things back where they're supposed to live. Books go on the shelf. Easy. Step 3, fold. This is about taking care of your stuff, folding your clothes properly. And finally, step 4, wipe. You finish the job right. Get rid of that dust. See? It's a super clear, simple plan that takes a huge, scary job and makes it feel totally doable. Okay, and now we get to what I think is the most important part of the whole story. We're past the cleaning. This is about the payoff. It's not just about how the room looks different, but about how the cubs feel different on the inside. So, what's the result? Well, physically, it's exactly what you'd hope for, right? It's a bright, peaceful room. The chaos is gone, and in its place is this real sense of calm. But that clean room, that's really just the backdrop for the real reward, that amazing emotional payoff.
And this is what it's all about, the real rewards. For Brother Bear, it's not just a clean floor. It's that feeling of pride. Plus, hey, he can actually find his baseball glove now. For Sister Bear, it's that little smile you get when you see your favorite things all lined up and cared for. And that's the big lesson they both learn. A clean room doesn't just look better, it genuinely feels better. All that hard work led to a real positive feeling inside.
So if you boil this entire wonderful little story down to one single thing, this is it. That one simple act of taking responsibility for their own stuff, their own space, it had a huge impact. Not just on the treehouse, but on how they actually felt about themselves, on their well-being.
And that kind of leaves us with a final question to think about, doesn't it? I mean, yeah, the story's about a messy treehouse, but the lesson applies to, well, everything. It really makes you stop and ask yourself, forget about just a tidy room for a second. Where in your life could taking a little bit of responsibility make your world not just look better, but more importantly, feel a whole lot better?